हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक टू द चैनल। आज के इस वीडियो में हम गेट 1992 से 2021 तक जो भी ट्रांसपोर्टेशन इंजीनियरिंग के क्वेश्चंस पूछे गए हैं उनका डिटेल डिस्कशन करेंगे। तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। सबसे पहले हम ट्रांसपोर्टेशन इंजीनियरिंग के जो भी सिलेबस है उसको देखते हैं। तो इसमें हम ज्योमेट्रिक डिजाइन ऑफ हाईवेज, क्रॉस सेक्शनल एलिमेंट्स, साइड डिस्टेंसेस, हॉरिजॉन्टल और वर्टिकल अलाइनमेंट्स, हाईवे पेवमेंट्स, हाईवे मटेरियल्स, desired properties of bitumen paving mixes, design factors for flexible and rigid pavements, design of flexible and rigid pavements using IRC codes, traffic engineering, traffic studies on flow and speed, peak hour factor, accident study, statistical analysis of traffic data, microscopic and macroscopic parameters of traffic flow, fundamental relationships, traffic signs, signals, type of intersections, highway capacity, geometric design of railway track, speed and Cant, concept of airport runway length, calculation and corrections, taxiway and exit taxiway design इसके सिलेबस में आते हैं। जनरली आप देखोगे कि इसमें जनरली आपको 3 से 5 क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं जो कि 6 से 8 मार्क्स तक के होते हैं। चलिए फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखते हैं। सो ट्रांजिशन कर्व इज प्रोवाइडेड इन हॉरिजॉन्टल अलाइनमेंट। आंसर इज टू कॉन्ट्रैक्ट द सेंट्रीफ्यूगल फोर्स डेवलप्ड। सो जो ट्रांजिशन कर्व प्रोवाइड किए जाते हैं किसी भी हॉरिजॉन्टल कर्व के लिए वो सेंट्रीफ्यूगल फोर्स को कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करने के लिए प्रोवाइड करते हैं। नेक्स्ट, इफ द डिजाइन स्पीड ऑफ 80 kmph, परसेप्शन रिएक्शन टाइम 3 seconds एंड कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ फ्रिक्शन इज 0.5, देन सेफ स्टॉपिंग साइड डिस्टेंस इज। सो स्टॉपिंग साइड डिस्टेंस इज we know 0.278 v into t plus v square by 254 f. So v is given, that is 80 kmph, t is given 3 seconds, f is given 0.5. So when you put all these you will get 117.11 meter for one way traffic. Next, given the side distance as 120 meter, the height of the driver's eye as 1.5 meter, the height of the obstacle as 15 cm and the grade difference of the intersecting gradients as 0.09, the required length of the summit parabolic curve is. So we have to calculate the length of the parabolic curve. Every details has been given. So let us consider the length of the summit curve is greater than stopping side distance. So for if this length of summit curve is greater than stopping side distance, then we have formula for the length of the parabolic curve is ns square by under root h plus under root 2h square equal to, so n is given is 0.09 into stopping side distance given 120 meter divided by under root 2 into h. This h is the height of the driver side, that is 1.5, and this h is the small h is the height of the obstacle, that is 0.15 meter when you convert it to meter. So it will be 249.36 meters. So it is more than SSD, that is 120 meter. So this is what we have assumed, the length of summit curve is greater than the stopping side distance. So our assumption is correct. Hence the length of summit curve is 249.36 meter. Next, moving car observer method is a procedure. So moving car observer method is a procedure of to carry out the traffic flow of traffic stream. Next, the result of ring and ball softening point test on asphalt is given in terms of, so it is given in terms of temperature. So the ring and ball test is usually useful for determining the softening point of bitumen, and softening point is the temperature at which substance attains a particular degree of softening under a specified condition. So it is the temperature. Next, California bearing ratio. So California bearing ratio is a measure to indicate the relative strength of paving materials. Next, the position of base course in a flexible pavement is. So the position of base course in a flexible material pavement is, you can see it is above the subbase. So this is the soil subgrade. If we see the flexible pavement, then subbase course, then base course, then surface course. Its answer will be 1, that is over the subbase. Next, The super elevation needed on a horizontal circular curves of 150 meter radius for a design speed of 60 kmph with a coefficient of friction 0.15 is. So you can see that thing is required, that is super elevation needed. See this term, this needed term is very important. So that is E equal to V square by 225 R. We can say that this is the formula. So that is 60 square, V is the 60 kmph square divided by 225 into 150 is the radius. So it will be 0.106 is the answer. Next, the important factor considered in the design of summit curves on highway is, so it is the side distance. So in the design of summit curve, side distance is the important factor. Next, desired lines are drawn based on, so it is based on traffic volume studies. Next, the PCU value for the car on an urban road is, so this value will be 1. Next, the temperature to be maintained for the determination of penetration value of the bitumen is, answer is 25 degrees Celsius. Next, the modulus of subgrade reaction is evaluated from, so it is evaluated from plate bearing test. Next, the load transfer to lower layers in flexible pavement is by, so answer is grain to grain contact. Next, for laying bitumen carpet over waterbound macadam road surface, one has to apply a, answer is tack coat. Next, in a cement concrete pavement, dowel bars are used in, so dowel bars are used in expansion joints. Next, a contraction joint is provided in concrete pavement to, so we provide the contraction joint in the concrete pavement to prevent contraction of the pavement. Next, a plate bearing test was carried out on a subgrade using a 76 cm diameter rigid plate. A deflection of 1.25 mm was caused by a pressure of 0.84 kg per centimeter square. The modulus of subgrade reaction in kg per centimeter Q is, so we know K1 equal to P by delta. P is given pressure, that is 0.84 divided by delta is given 1.25 mm. So it will K1 equal to 6.72 kg per centimeter cube for 76 centimeter diameter rigid plate. So modulus of subgrade reaction for standard plate, what will be the for the standard plate for 75 centimeter? So 76 centimeter you have calculated this value. So for by using interpolation you can calculate for the 75 centimeter. So K is equal to K1 A1 by means 6.72 this value into 76 by 75 you will get for the radius of 75 centimeter, that is 6.81 kg per centimeter cube. Next, a road is passing through a hilly area with horizontal curve. If the super elevation provided is 1 in 10 and the coefficient of lateral friction is 0.16, the minimum radius of the horizontal curve which the vehicles can negotiate safety at a speed of 40 kmph in meters is. So how will we calculate this? So E equal to is given, super elevation is given, it is 1 in 10, so it is 0.1, F is given 0.16, V is 40 kmph. Now we know the super elevation formula, it is E plus F equal to V square by 127 R. E is given 0.16 is given, V is 40 given 1 and 127 R. We will calculate the R by using this equation. So R is equal to 48.45 meter. Next, at highway stretches where the required overtaking side distance cannot be provided, it is necessary to incorporate. So in a highway where overtaking side distance अगर वहाँ पे प्रोवाइड करने की स्पेस नहीं है तो हम क्या प्रोवाइड करना, हमको नेसेसरी मिनिमम वैल्यू क्या होनी चाहिए. सो मिनिमम वैल्यू विल बी एटलीस्ट ट्वाइस द SSD. अगर आप वहाँ पे OSD प्रोवाइड नहीं कर सकते हैं तो एटलीस्ट आपको 2 टाइम्स जो है SSD वैल्यू वहाँ पर प्रोवाइड करनी पड़ेगी. नेक्स्ट, in using the data from a plate bearing test for determining the modulus of subgrade reaction, the value of settlement to be used in. So the deformation of the sample corresponding to pressure required in a plate bearing test is caused to cause a deformation of 0.125 centimeters. So answer is 0.15 centimeters. So answer is 1.25 mm because this is in the given centimeter, this is in mm. Next, the ideal form of curve for a summit curve is, so ideal form of curve for a summit curve is circle. Next, in highway pavements, emulsions are mainly used in, so emulsions are mainly used in patching and maintenance work. So for patching and maintenance work, we use the emulsions on the bitumen road construction. So the main advantage of emulsion is that it can be used in wet weather also, even when it is raining. We can we use in the maintenance of the bituminous road. Next, transition curves are provided on the approach to horizontal curves in order to. So why we provide a transition curve? So we provide the transition curve to reduce jerk to allowable levels. Next, flexible pavements derive stability primarily from. So it derives stability primarily from aggregate interlock particle friction and cohesion. Next, since the moisture content at the bottom of the rigid pavement slab is generally more than at the top, so which condition will occur? Moisture content at the bottom of the rigid pavement slab is generally more than at the top, then the bottom of the slab is generally in tension, right? So bottom of the slab is generally in tension. Next, the important purpose of prime coat is, so what is the purpose of prime coat? Purpose of prime coat is to promote the adhesion between the existing wearing surface and a subsequent wearing surface. Next, one of the probable causes of rutting on flexible pavement is, so it is inadequate compaction of pavement layer. So if there is a less compaction of the pavement layer, then there will be a cause of rutting on flexible pavement. Next, the following general statements may be made about the penetration value and softening point of bitumen. So which option will be correct? So for this, absolutely no correlation can be drawn between penetration value and softening point of the bitumen. So there is no relation between penetration value and softening point of the bitumen. Next, on sag or valley curves, the available side distance is determined based on. So when we determine the side distance for a valley curve, there is a nighttime driving condition is a very important factor. Next, sliding considerations for stopped vehicles on super elevated horizontal curves provide the following bound on the amount of superillusion E. So which option is correct? So height of obstacle. Next, bituminous materials are used in highway construction primarily because of their cementing and waterproofing properties. So we use bitumen during the highway construction because of what? It has some cementing and waterproofing properties. That's why we use the bituminous material in the highway construction. Next, maximum allowable grades are lower for railways than for highways because, so why allowable grades are lower in railways and high for highways? Because steel wheels on steel rails have lower frictional coefficient. So if you will not provide the lower grade, then it won't work. Like, okay, so steel wheels have because of the lower friction coefficient of the steel rails than the rubber tires of the highway. Okay, next, mud pumping is commonly associated with, so mud pumping is commonly associated with cement concrete pavement on clay subgrade. So mud pumping is recognized when the soil slurry ejects out through the joints and cracks of cement concrete pavement caused during the download movement of slab under the heavy wheel load. Next, alligator or map cracking is the common type of failure in. So at which type of the road alligator or map cracking is a common type of failure. So answer is bituminous surfacing. This is the most common in the bituminous surfacing. Next, the value of the camber recommended for cement concrete roads in areas of heavy rainfall is. So answer is, if is the for the condition of heavy rainfall and it is cement concrete road, the camber recommended is 1 in 50. Next, the reaction time for calculation of stopping distance may be assumed as. So that reaction time for calculation of stopping side distance is 2.5 seconds. Next, the super elevation needed for a vehicle traveling at a speed of 60 kmph on a curve of radius 128 meter on a surface with a coefficient of friction of 0.15 is. So we have to calculate the super elevation. So we know E plus F equal to V square by 127 R. F is 0.15, V is 60 and R is 128. So E is equal to 0.071. So answer will be 0.071. Next, if an ascending gradient of 1 in 50 meets another ascending gradient of 1 in 30, then deviation angle is. So how we will calculate the deviation angle? So 1 by n equal to 1 by 50, this minus 1 by 30, since both are the ascending gradient, so both sign of both the gradient is plus. So 1 by 50 and this is the minus value, 1 by 30 equal to 1 by 75. So correct answer will be B, 1 by 75. Next, the penetration test for bitumen is conducted at a temperature of. So answer is 25 degrees centigrade. So the penetration test of bitumen measures the hardness or softness of bitumen by measuring the depth of penetration of standard loaded needle in 5 seconds while maintaining bitumen sample temperature at 25 degrees Celsius. So correct option will be C, 25 degrees Celsius. Next, the group index of soil subgrade is 7. The subgrade soil is rated as. So if the group index of soil is 0 to 1, then it will be good. 2 to 4 fair, 5 to 9 poor and 9 to 20 is very poor. So 7 is coming in this poor category. So answer will be A, poor. Next, the unit of coefficient of subgrade modulus is. So the unit of coefficient of subgrade modulus is kilonewton per meter cube. Next, the total thickness of pavement by CBR method depends on the CBR value of. So the thickness of pavement by CBR method depends on the CBR value of subgrade. Next, the width of expansion joint gap is 2.5 cm in a cement concrete pavement. The spacing between expansion joint for a maximum rise in temperature of 25 degrees Celsius is. Thermal expansion of coefficient is given 10 to 10 power minus 6 per degree Celsius. So how will we calculate is, we know the delta 1 is given, that is 2.5 centimeter, right? Okay, so width of expansion gap is given. So for one pavement is 2.5 by 2, so it will 1.25 centimeter or 0.0125 centimeter. Temperature difference is given, that is 25 degrees centigrade. Coefficient of thermal expansion is also given, alpha is 10 into 10 to the power minus 6 per degree centigrade. So we know delta equal to L alpha delta T. Spacing of expansion unit L equal to delta 1 divided by this L. So when you have to calculate this L, so delta 1 divided by alpha T2 minus T1. So you put all these value, delta 0.0125 divided by 10 into 10 to the power minus 6 into 25. The answer will be 50 meter. Next, the modulus of subgrade reaction is obtained from the plate bearing test is in the form of load deformation curve. The pressure corresponding to the following installment value should be used for computing modulus of subgrade reaction. So how will you calculate? See, the modulus of subgrade reaction K is proportional to the displacement. This displacement level delta is taken as 0.125 cm in calculating K. As we know, this value K equal to P by delta. So P by 0.125 kg per centimeter cube. So answer will be C, 0.125 centimeter. Next, in a plate bearing test, If the load applied is in the form of an inflated type of wheel, then this mechanism corresponds to. Answer will be B. Flexible plate. Next, base course is used in rigid pavements for. So we use base course in the rigid pavement for prevention of pumping. Next, what is the equivalent single wheel load of a dual wheel assembly carrying 20440 Newton each for pavement thickness of 20 cm? Center to center spacing of tires is 27 cm and the distance between the walls of tires is 11 cm. So answer will be 30190 Newton. Next, plate bearing test with 20 cm diameter plate on soil subgrade yielded a pressure of 1.25 into 10 power 5 Newton per meter square at 0.5 cm deflection. What is the elastic modulus of subgrade? So we will calculate. See, delta is equal to 1.18 PA by E, and where A is the radius of plate. So diameter is given 20 cm, so 20 by 2 equal to 0.1 meter. And you put all data to this equation. So delta is 0.05 equal to 1.18 P. 1.25, this pressure is given 10 per 5 into A is 0.1 divided by E. So you will get the elastic modulus of subgrade E equal to 29.50 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per meter square. Next, rapid curing cutback bitumen is produced by blending bitumen with. So how we will get the rapid curing cutback bitumen is the blending bitumen with petrol. Next, a parabolic curve is used to connect a 4% upgrade with a 2% downgrade as shown in figure. See, this slope is 4% and this slope is 2% minus. It is given because of the downgrade. Okay, the highest point on the summit curve is at a distance of measured horizontally from the first end point. So measure from this point where this top point will arrive, right? So how we will calculate is, you can calculate this by using the simple triangle also, right? When you provide the slope this side, and when you plot a line from this, so you can calculate by using the simple triangle also. So answer will be 100 meter from this point, right? Next, width of carriageway for a single lane is recommended to be. So width of carriageway for a single lane is recommended is 3.75 meter. Next, bituminous materials are commonly used in highway construction because of their binding and waterproofing properties. The standard plate size in a plate bearing test for finding modulus of subgrade reaction K value is. So K standard plate size will be 75 cm. We have seen this in the previous questions also. Stopping side distance is the minimum distance available on a highway, which is the. So stopping side distance is the distance of sufficient length to stop the vehicle without collision. The ruling minimum radius of horizontal curve of a NH in plain terrain for a ruling design speed of 100 kmph with E equal to 0.07 and F is equal to 0.15 is close to. So we have to calculate the radius of the curve. Every data is given. So when you apply the equation of the superevolution, it is E plus F equal to B square by 127 R. So by using that, you will calculate the R value is 358 meter, that is equivalent to the 360 meter. So answer will be B. Next question. Design rate of superelevation for horizontal highway curve of radius 450 meter for a mixed traffic condition having a speed of 125 kmph is. So we have to calculate the design rate of superelevation. So as we know, E equal to V square by 225 R is the equation. So it will equal to 125 square divided by 225 and R is given 450. It is 0.154. So what is the maximum limit? So maximum limit of superelevation is 0.07, right? So 0.7 is the maximum limit. So we will provide the 0.07. So correct option will be C, 0.07. थैंक यू वेरी मच फ्रेंड्स। इस वीडियो में हम ईयर 2000 तक के जो भी क्वेश्चंस पूछे गए हमने उसको डिस्कस कर लिया है। इसके नेक्स्ट वीडियो में हम उसके बाद के क्वेश्चंस जो भी पूछे गए हैं उसको डिस्कस करेंगे। थैंक यू।